You know, it wasn't the record that we wanted, but I think we're a better football team. You know, I look at the last 2 games and the scores that we were able to establish against teams. I'm proud of these guys, and I'm fortunate to be their coach.
The UConn football team faced the UMass Minutemen on November 25th in a New England rivalry matchup for their final game of the season. The Huskies came out flying in the first half, shutting out the Minutemen. Their first touchdown of the game came with an interception return for a touchdown from Mumu bin Wahad. With the extra point attempt from Joe McFadden being blocked by UMass, the score was 6-0 UConn. In the second quarter, after an incomplete pass from Ta'Quan Roberson to Cam Ross, Joe McFadden's 31-yard field goal attempt was good, putting the score 9-0 Connecticut. Later in the second, after a pickup from Victor Rosa with his second field goal attempt of the day, Joe McFadden's field goal was good from the 30-yard line, moving the score 12-0 UConn. This would stay the score going into the second half of the game. The Minutemen eventually put themselves up on the board in the beginning of the third quarter after a foul called against Jelani Stafford for hands to the face. UMass gained 15 yards, and with a completed pass from UMass quarterback Tyson Fomencha, the Minutemen had 6 points on the board. Instead of the extra point, the Minutemen opted for a 2-point conversion, which resulted in an incomplete pass from Fomencha. Later in the third quarter, Joe McFadden attempted his third field goal of the game. The 48-yard kick was no good, forcing the Minutemen to receive at the 30-yard line. At the end of the third, with his first touchdown of the game, Cam Edwards dived into the end zone, taking the score 25-6. The final quarter of the season for both teams was back-and-forth scoring. Connecticut's Durante Jones was disqualified, resulting in UMass scoring the 1-yard touchdown from K'Ron Lynch-Adams. After the touchdown, the Minutemen attempted their second 2-point conversion of the game, but the attempt was stopped by the Huskies. Later, after a punt from Connecticut's George Caratan, UMass started at the 22-yard line, resulting in K'Ron Lynch-Adams' second touchdown of the afternoon, taking the final score UConn 31, UMass 18. This was certainly not the season that UConn would have scripted up to have, but Jim Mora and his players speak on how perseverance is one of the biggest lessons they've learned here as a UConn Husky.
You know, Coach Mora always says, you can't really, quit, because, in life when you face adversity, you're going to have to, keep on going. So when you're facing adversity, you got to be able to get up and keep going, and that's kind of what we've learned this season. Obviously, it hasn't gone the way we've wanted, and we've lost some tough games, but we got to be able to come back to practice and practice just as hard regardless.
With the win last weekend against the Sacred Heart Pioneers and the win today against the UMass Minutemen, Husky fans should be excited about what the future holds for the UConn football team. But for now, from McGuirk Alumni Stadium, I'm Avery Becker, UCTV Sports.